Hi everyone, my name is Mandy Berger. This is my case study, Parental Apathy. A little introduction first. This case study is about little to no parent involvement and community involvement within the school district. And the question is, why is this and how should it be handled and what can be done as an administrator to bridge this gap? Category 1, problem identification and analysis. What do I know? First, the school is John F. Kennedy School. In my opinion, it's a decent-sized school, and I say that because the school has a principal and an assistant principal. There's no PTA or PTO at the school. Mrs. Rose, she's the new assistant principal. She just received her master's in the summer, is adjusting to her new job. She's been there 4 months now. She wonders why there's not more involvement or contact with the parents in the community, and it's really been bothering her. So she goes and sets up a meeting with the principal to talk about it. The principal's not encouraging, doesn't really see an issue, doesn't really want the situation to change. He goes on to talk to her about how when he used to be here, he used to feel that way until he ran into parent apathy, and he just doesn't see a problem. The issue is, in my opinion, the main issue is that there's little to no parent involvement with the school. Mrs. Rose took a notice to it. There's no programs for teachers to be involved with, no community. The underlining issue underneath this is, like I said, the principal doesn't seem to think there's a problem and he's not pushing to make it better. How can we have a great school culture if we don't have that parent relationship or bring our community in? We come to find out from their meeting, he didn't always feel this way. He ran into that parent apathy. He does say that he is in contact with the community, and he tells Mrs. Rose that the community wants to be left alone and they want the teachers to do it all. And he also proceeds to tell her that he will not support a PTA or a PTO, but he will support an advisory group. She meets with him a second time, and he finally agrees to go ahead and have a meeting set up for parents, just reinforcing the issue. So he agrees to this meeting. A meeting is planned. Announcements are sent home with the kids on Friday with kind of a roundabout date and time. The note's a little confusing. It says, a week from this Monday at 7:30. It should have had a date. It should have said like Monday the 28th at 7:30. Only 8 parents show up at the meeting. Why is that? And then only 8 parents show up, and the principal doesn't even want to have the meeting. He doesn't think there's a good enough turnout to continue, and that's an issue. What do I need to know? Why is there no involvement from these groups? Has something happened in the past? The principal said he experienced this when he first came. What all has he done to change it to make it better? How is the overall school culture? Could they have reworded the announcement so it was clearer and more inviting? Like I said, like an actual date. It wasn't a very inviting announcement. Are there other forms of communication that they could have used along with the announcement? How many of those announcements actually got given to their parents? Why would you not go ahead with the meeting? If anything, just to get the word out that you want parents to be involved and feel welcomed. The problem. The problem is the lack of parent and community relations. We need to figure out the best way to fix this if we want our school and our students to be successful. The principal, he lacks encouragement to make the school and community relations better. Why does he feel this way? And honestly, he needs to be made to understand the importance of not only the parents, but of community relations. Administration and staff need to work together to close the gap and start building those relationships. They're very important. Proposed plan of action. First, address the lack of parent and community involvement. Start by thanking the parents that actually came to the meeting. Their time is important and don't dismiss that. Explain why they're here and what you're wanting to see change. Ask them why they think, it is the way it is. Listen to them, address their concerns, and then next come up with a plan. Have another meeting. Plan it better with better communications and details about the meeting. Second, talk to the principal again. Explain exactly how you feel and why it's important for a school district to have these relationships. See if he has any other ideas. Offer him or her some literature from your class that you just finished on school relationships with, the community. Maybe, that will help explain it. Go in with ideas ready so the principal knows you're ready to put in the legwork and it's not all going to be on him. Bring in other stakeholders, talk to school board members so they too can see the importance of building these relationships. Thirdly, form a plan. Bring in more staff. You can't be the only one that feels this way. And if you are, change the minds of others. See how great and the opportunities that are there that are working that you can have by working with parents and community. Work together as a whole group to show the parents in the community that you want them. Plan another meeting. Communicate through letters at home, emails, and even flyers. Reach out to community partners and bring them in. Lastly, be seen. That is hugely important. And give back. Maybe the community has been burnt. Maybe they felt like they gave, and didn't give anything back. Lastly, work on creating a culture where all stakeholders know the importance of collaboration and communication. Resolving the issue based on promoting the success. What is the best for the students? First and foremost, making sure all their needs are being met. Secondly, building relationships so these students can have every opportunity possible to them. And then building a school culture of trust, safety, and support. Those three things are what's best for the students and will help to ensure that they're successful in the future. Reflection. How was I feeling? At first, empathy. I felt bad for Mrs. Rose, right, coming out of the gate and struggling. I was mad at the principal for not being encouraging, for it was like he had given up and doesn't want it to change. But, in the end, when he finally did agree to have the meeting, there's a little bit of hopefulness there, optimistic. Mrs. Rose, if she pushes for it, I definitely think things will change. And then appreciative of, what I have, because we have amazing community involvement. What I was thinking, how important building relationships with the parent and community is, what these students are missing out on, what a good job Miss Rose is doing, and how I would have handled the situation if it was me. Valuing, what's important from this case study is, just learning the value of relationships and community support and what the community can bring to the table and the opportunities they offer. And then the students and how important it is for them to have all those opportunities and what they're missing out on. And then the value of communication and how hugely important it is. Unresolved questions. The principal's attitude towards parent organizations, why he feels that way. The meeting with 8 parents, why would you not go ahead? Like I said, have the meeting, discuss the issue, reschedule another meeting. If you have to, form a team of those 8 parents that came and they can bring on more people. How to establish the type of leadership needed to develop a school culture where everyone in that school can be successful. Category 5, Standard 4, promotes the academic success and personal well-being of every student by promoting communities of engagement for families and other stakeholders in the school community. Student success, first off, follow the law. Like I said, meet their needs. Make and build those opportunities to help ensure their future success. Educate your staff so they'll help in growing those relationships. And then you, as a school leader, need to model those appropriate relationships so they will understand how meaningful they can be. Student well-being, build relationships with the community so they have those opportunities. Communication is huge. Reflect on what has been done so far and what still needs to be done. Encourage Mrs. Rowe. Involve your stakeholders with the communities of engagement. Collaboration, communication, Develop a school culture where they feel welcomed and wanted. And then lastly, give thanks and